Welcome back. So let's proceed. We've adjusted this initial session in the last video. Now, I have a few more styles to write. All right, now, so inside that drop down, the H1, like I said, we just have a few more adjustments before we get to success stories. The H1 now, I'm increasing the width to 100%. Margin left 1.5 m. I want a little more space by the left. Margin left 1.5 m. Margin bottom 0.5 m as well. Let me see. Apparently, there's no space between the H1 and this whole drop down, this whole accordion. The font size 2.5 m. Font weight, I'm adjusting it, and text aligning it to the left. So I save. And this is what we have right now. There should be more space now. All right, it's smaller, it's aligned to the left, and then there is, a little more space below it. Okay. Next, the accordion, it's the OD accordion example, width of 98%, margin left is 3 m. Save and refresh. All right, no much difference anyway. Now let's deal with the success stories. In the success stories section, the H1, the width 100%, it's, let's scroll down. All right, this H1 here, the width should, it can actually occupy as much space as it wants, even though it's not really going to occupy. Well, I'm increasing the width 100%. The margin left minus 2 m. I want it to shift to the left a bit, and then the font size to 2.3 m. I save. Let's see if that increases or reduces. Oh, sorry. This one below is actually the H1. I've forgotten. This is the H4, and this is the H1. So presently, this is what we have. It is kind of chunked up here. Next, the H4 as well, we give it a margin left of minus 3.5 m. So it's also going to shift to the left, probably to align with the H1. And aside that, the whole success stories, the whole section now where this whole thing is, we're adding some adjustments. Margin bottom 1 m. Sorry, okay, I wrote 1 m here and I later wrote 4 m. Maybe I intended to write margin top initially. That was probably a mistake. But then, since there are two, of course, the rule of specificity, this one wins the battle. So I believe the margin bottom is currently 4 m, and then the width will be 80%. Okay, I save. I refresh. Now, with understanding, you're probably wondering how come I had to make so many typographical or element errors. Well, it's just one of those things, especially when you have lines of code. So having just one thing about CSS and HTML is that the errors does not stop the code from running. Unlike JavaScript, where one single error would stop the whole code. In fact, especially when you get to React, just one simple error, nothing is going to show on the page again. You yourself will know that you made a mistake. But HTML, CSS codes are still very lenient. So now that I increase the whole width, I increase the width of the whole div to 80%. You can see that this one was able to stretch out now, unlike initially when it was just folded. All right. Next, the H1 now, I also increased it. I think I've done that already. I repeated the code, which was not necessary. One of those mistakes. So now the span inside the span is where we have the success stories. So I'm increasing the font size of that span to 0.5. Margin left minus 8 m, because apparently you can see that it's not aligned to the other. So minus 8 m should shift it backwards or to the left rather, so it can align at least to some extent is aligned now. And I increase the font size, it's bigger now. I'm sure you agree that writing media queries it's not fun. You have to adjust. In fact, I actually spend more time writing media queries than even the time I spend writing the style of a page actually. All right, now so I also adjusted the WhatsApp logo width. I set the width to 30%. All right, I set the width of the logo to 30% and the margin top to -4 m. WhatsApp logo, I think that should be at the header. I save and let me go up. I'm wondering. Let's see what the header looks like. I refresh. I believe this should be the WhatsApp logo. All right. Okay. No much difference anyway. WhatsApp logo. Let me see. Everything is fine on a smaller screen. Where are we, sir? Where were we? Okay, we're somewhere here. All right. The WhatsApp logo is very fine. I adjusted the margin top as well. Next, the learn more div. That learn more section now. I'm adjusting the margin top to 15 m. So apparently, here's the learn more. It's kind of a little choked up. So I'm adjusting it. Let me save. Did I save? I save and refresh, and you can see we have a little more space now. It's more spaced out. You can actually choose to leave it, or you can. I mean, it's actually not bad the way it was before, but the more I shrink, the smaller the screen gets, the more it comes up. So I just have to give that enough margin. All right, and then the div inside of it, I increase the width to 90%, 90%, and I give it a padding of 3 m. So inside it, yeah, left, right, bottom, and at the top there should be a 3 m padding, more like spacing within. Let me refresh. Okay, I've done that. All right. Now next, the button inside. Let's style the button inside. That is this button here. A little adjustment. Height 3.5 m, width 30% of the page of the div rather, and opacity to 0.7. I save, refresh. Let's see what we have. All right, it's a little longer now. It's wider. It's more stretched now. So we are doing fine. We're almost done with that screen size. And finally, for that screen size, we adjust the footer. Apparently, the footer is kind of, can you see, it's being choked up. So I'm going to change the flex direction to column. Height automatic. Align content space around. I give it a padding top and padding bottom. So we save and look at what happens to our beloved footer now. All right, now, so this is what we have in the footer, the logo, the copyright, and all of these are still looking like a row. So we're going to have to adjust these ones as well and change the flex direction of the UL to column. So for all the UL, I change the flex direction to column, align content, space evenly, height automatic, margin left -30 m. I need it to shift to the left because apparently it's the only one that is kind of different. So all right, now it is aligned to the left and to the flex start of the old div. Oh my, what did I just do? Okay, so it's aligned now. We need to just adjust these guys as well. They should all be aligned by the left. If you check the original page, they are on the smaller screen. Their footer, well, the whole alignment was by the left side of the footer. Normally, I probably should have everything in the center, but trying to follow what they did, everything is by the left. So we had a few more styles for every of these LI margin bottom 1 m, because apparently you can see that there's no space between the LIs. It's kind of choked up. So we're giving some spacing, margin bottom to each of them, and we're increasing the font size. And aside that, we're also adjusting the logo, the footer logo. which is this guy. I'm giving it a margin left of minus 21M. That is, we need it to shift to the left, and that's why it's a negative value. And we're also giving it width of 25%. So I save and refresh. It's going to take more space, and all right, it's bigger now. It's aligned. This one is also bolder and more spacious. We are left with this last guy here. And then the span inside the footer, margin left also minus 17M, and that shifts it to the left, and I increase the font size to 1.2M. So I save, and finally we should have a balanced footer. All right, let's take a look from the top. Everything is fine. This is screen size below 1000 now. All right, this is looking fine. Everything is well set. Occupied. This is also occupied. Success stories. The carousel is still working as intended. Now we have the learn more section and div also occupying, and we have our footer looking fair enough right now. So now we're going, the next style we're going to write is for screen sizes that are below 900. Currently we're in 917, so I'm going to shrink below 900, and now okay, this it's something. All right, so this is 800 and something. So if I check to the top, some things might have been affected already or are already losing place. So in the next video, we're going to just make a little adjustment as well.